Today, we're going to play some catch. No, not that kind of catch. These are pokey. No. We're catching dreams today because we're going boho. Hey guys, it's Carrie at Inkill Revival, and today I'm going to show you how to make a card that evolved into an ornament and then kind of back into a card again. This sweet little Dreamcatcher is detachable, so it makes a nice gift card. Let's get making. I'm also going to show you how to go boho without any boho supplies. First things first, we need a hoop for this Dreamcatcher. I'm creating my own out of some heavyweight craft cardstock and 2 sizes of circle dies. Getting these taped together so that I can continue to reuse it because I need to make a bunch of these circles. Piece of paper is much too flimsy, even the heavyweight, for all the tautness of the string. So I'm going to cut and stack 4 of these. But before gluing them together, we need to texturize the front and the back piece. And I should say I actually cut a 5th circle for the back piece. We'll use that later. I'm using a wood grain stamp, but you could likewise use a wood grain embossing folder or using a marker, create your own wood grain shapes. Also adding some wood grain texture to one of the scraps, I need to cut out a wooden decorative element a bit later. Alright, this is where it gets a little crazy, and not because it's hard, you can totally do this, but because I'm majorly string impaired and have a huge aversion to tying knots. So here I am gluing instead of knot tying, and I have this great idea to glue the ornament string on first and then just continue weaving around the rest of the way with the same string. But I did it backwards, and I was sitting there needing to do it counterclockwise, and it was crazy. I couldn't do it. So I just snipped it and started over. Phew, okay, I'm set up going clockwise now. Just re-glued the string that I cut off. And you can see the concept as I'm working around this hoop is I'm bringing the string around the outside of the hoop and then putting it back through the inside of the hoop within the string's loop. I'm gonna do this 8 times around my hoop. Now you may need to reshuffle the tie points just to keep everything even the whole way around. You're also welcome to experiment with how many ties you want on here. It'll create a different woven pattern depending on the number of points. Oh no, you finished the first loop. What happens now? Easy peasy. It's actually easier. Now you're just taking your string and putting it down through the next available loop inside the hoop. And then back up through the hoop and down through the loop. On with all that loop hooping to the very center, although I didn't pull mine quite tight to the center because I was afraid my glue wouldn't hold. But all you knot tying people out there, go for it. You can go to the very center. It's time for fringe, another classic boho element. I'm using some Recollections baker's twine. I'm going to use 2 different weights for variety. You could also do different colors or just all the same. Now, I'm not worried about the length of these really. I want it to be very organic and uneven. I'm gathering up a mixture of fringe weights and trimming off the top of that handful just so it's nice and straight and easy to press into the glue completely hidden behind the hoop. Now's the time for that back panel. This is going to finish it off and make the back look nice, but it also will hold the fringe in tight. I die cut all sorts of random supplies to decorate this Dreamcatcher. I've got some greenery and flowers, and this is a Christmas card, so I've also got Christmas trees. But this is the fun part. What do you have in your stash that you can use? Do you have punches, maybe some stars, maybe some die cut snowflakes? Really, whatever you've got. You can even go classic and do some feathers. Another very boho element is having gold tips. Now, I did a whole video on this where I made a feather mobile with gold heat embossing on the tips. I'll link that one below. But here, I've just cut the very bottom of the die out of some gold metallic paper. Finding just the right placement for these elements, because that is how I work. And then I will glue them onto a single strand. This sentiment banner is going to have gold heat embossing around the outside as well as the letters. So right now I'm just taking my Versamark ink pad and inking up all those edges. Using this itty bitty alphabet to stamp the word believe, which my husband said didn't really make sense. Do you think believe is the right sentiment on a Dreamcatcher for Christmas? What else would it be? If you have any ideas, put them in the comments. Now a word about Slimline Cards. I've been avoiding them because it's something new and I don't know the measurements off the top of my head. New is hard, but actually Slimline Cards are so easy. Let me show you. You take your paper and you cut it down to 7 inches, so you're left with a 7 by 8.5 inch paper. Score it down the middle and fold. And guess what? That last little bit of paper is perfect to cut down and use as a front panel if you'd like. That was my other deal. I'm thinking, it's gonna waste paper. I can't get 2 cards out of it. But when you're using the scrap piece, it's perfect. Time to turn this ornament into a card. So my original plan, I was thinking of gluing the fringe directly to the card and just thought it'd be easier that way, putting the Dreamcatcher on top. And then I realized this is way too elaborate and beautiful. I want this thing to live on forever. So it is detachable. It's an ornament unto itself, and we're just gonna grab some washi tape here and attach it to a card. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, subscribe and hit the bell so you get an alert each time there's a new video. There's a complete supply list of what I used today over at my blog, links in the description below. Thanks for being here and have a fantastic week.